Okay, hi guys. How is everybody doing today?
Hi, Miss Pike.
Hey, Miss Pike, I'm doing good.
How's everybody's week been so far?
Good. I had to get a shot.
Oh no, what'd you have to get a shot for?
My immunizations.
Those are not fun. Jamie, what about you?
Mine's been okay. My mom's mad at me.
Why's your mom mad at you?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen with you, but we're gonna do a pair deck. So I'll share my screen so you can see the code. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, are we ready?
It's loading.
I see it.
Okay, so you should see on your screen where it says to solve this problem and type the numerical answer. So this is going to be just our little bell ringer. If you'll just solve this question real quick, should just be review. Does anybody know what we call this kind of problem?
Math.
Idea?
Like order of operations.
Yes, we have to do order of operations, which also reminds us that we have to use what? That starts with a P to solve our problems?
PEMDAS?
PEMDAS, right. So let's see what our answers were. 11, that is correct. Can somebody volunteer to show us how you solved this problem? Kind of walk us through it, what you did first.
I will.
Go ahead, Brandy.
Okay, so like you have to do multiplication first before you do addition.
And how do you know that?
Because M comes before A.
And how did you know that there was a multiplication problem? I don't see an X, like a little cross sign. I don't see a dot. So how do I know?
It's right next to the parentheses.
Good job. So when we have a number right beside the parentheses, we know that that means to multiply, right? So we multiplied first and got 6 and then added it to 5. So we call this a numerical expression. But how would you rewrite that problem if you didn't know what the number in the parentheses was? So if the value in the parentheses was unknown, how would you write that problem? And remember, it was 2 times 3 plus 5. 3 was in the parentheses. So if we didn't know what the 3 was, how would we write that?
Like X?
Right, type it for me.
Oh. My bad.
That's okay. So let's see. Right, 2x plus 5. We would replace the 3 that was in the parentheses with an x because we don't know what that number is. So we use the x to stand in for him, right? So when we don't know a value, we use a letter to represent the unknown. That's what we just talked about, right? So this is the answer you gave me, 2x plus 5. What do we call x? What's x's official name? And I think you can answer this one too on your screen. And does it matter if I use an X? Could I put a B right here? Or an L? And would it mean the same thing?
Maybe.
So, right, I mean, you might not know that. Yes, you can use any letter. You can even use a symbol, but most of the time we're going to stick to using letters, right? So sometimes in a problem, you might see if they say, I bought 2 bunches of bananas, and we want to find out how many is in a bunch, and they might use a B as their variable instead of an X. Hey, Brandy, can you wake up for me, please? I know it's the end of the day, sad time, but we got to wake up and stay focused, okay?
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
both got it right. Variable, good job. So we can identify all the different parts of an expression. So I told you when we started, when this had a 3 here, it was a numerical expression, right? That means it just had, what do you think? What is numerical? It just had what in it? Just numbers, right? So whenever we get to the point that we have a variable in there, we have a letter that we're using, we're going to call that an algebraic expression, okay? Because that means that we've got to solve for something. So each different part of an expression has a different name. So Jamie, can you read this first one for me?
It's the 2x plus 5, but the 2 is in red, and that means the 2 is a coefficient.
A coefficient, right? So anytime we have a variable, the number that is in front of the variable is called our coefficient. So what if I took that 2 away? What if it just said x plus 5? Do you think I still have a coefficient? Brandy, why do you think yes?
Because there's still a letter there.
Okay, and so what does that mean? What would the coefficient be if I just have a letter and no number?
Oh. Yeah, I get it now.
Oh,
Jamie?
can I help?
Yeah?
Would it be a 1?
It would be a 1. So if we don't have a number, we're going to pretend that there's an invisible 1 right there, right? Because if you multiply your variable times 1, what are you going to get?
X.
If I multiplied 2 times 1, what would I get?
Oh, 2.
So when I multiply a number by 1, does it change that number? No, right? So the number in front of our variable, if it's not there, it's going to be a 1. If it's there, our coefficient is going to be our number in front of the variable, okay? And then we go on, and we see that the x in 2x plus 5 is called what?
Variable.
Variable, right. Now, Brandy, can you read that last one for us?
2x plus 5, the 5 is red and it's a constant. So the 5 is a
Right.
constant.
Right, good job. So if we have a number in our expression that does not have a variable with it, it's going to be called our constant, because what is the number in front of our variable called?
Coefficient.
Right. So let's go over it one more time. Jamie, what is the 5?
Constant.
Brandy, what is the x?
Variable.
And then both of you, what's the coefficient?
2.
Constant. Oh. 2.
Okay. That's okay, Brandy. Right, the 2. We got to remember the number in front of our variable is our coefficient, okay? So kind of choose how you're feeling right now. How do you feel about coefficients and constants and variables and identifying those parts of an expression? Okay, so that's okay because we're going to keep practicing. Who's drawing? Are you signing it, Brandy?
Uh-huh. I like to write my name on everything.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's keep going. Now let's talk about what words or symbols we associate with each operation. So when you think about addition, what are some other words that you know that are associated with addition? And I want you to do that for all four of them. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. What are some other words or symbols that we know that kind of go along with those terms?
This is fun.
I'm glad you like it.
Can everyone see what I'm writing or just me?
They can see it in a minute. I'm not showing it right now.
Oh. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
Miss Pike, can you see mine? I don't see mine on the screen.
Are you typing?
No, I drew.
Oh, there it is.
There I am.
I put symbols and words.
Good job, Brandy. But so let's help Jamie out. Maybe we can help her come up with some different ones to add that you didn't add. So far we've got sum and our little addition sign, right? For subtraction, we've got difference and a subtraction sign. For multiplication, we've got product and an X. And for quotient, we have quotient and our dotted line, dotted division sign. We don't always use that division sign anymore, right? What else do we use? Brandy?
Fraction.
She said it, I
Right,
think.
Jamie. Say that again.
Fraction.
Fraction, right. So we've got plus, sum, minus, difference, quotient, product, times, divide. Okay, so some other things that we might use we might see in addition to, or added to, or taken away. What would taken away be?
Subtraction.
Okay.
Right? Or what if I said half?
Division.
Division, right? So you might see so many different words or terms that are all going to mean one of the four of these.
I added
So-
parentheses, Mrs. Pike.
Yes, ma'am.
I added parentheses.
Parentheses, good job. That's a good one. So if we see 2x, is it true or false that that represents the division operation? False, good job. Because what does 2x represent?
Times. Multiplication.
Times, like it represents multiplication. Good job. Now I want you to write each expression in its opposite form. So when I say opposite form, what do you think I mean?
Write it
If I
backwards.
gave it, no, if I gave it to you in numbers, I want you to write it in words, okay? And then if I gave it to you in words, I want you to write it in numbers. Does that make sense? I'm gonna give you another like 30 seconds. Okay, are we ready?
Well,
Okay. Jamie, which one's yours?
Top one.
Top one. Can you share with us the first one? How did you write 2x plus 5 in words?
I just did it kind of simple. I just did 2 times x plus 5.
Okay, good job.
I didn't want to get fancy with it.
And Brandy,
I think I should have written it better. I think I should have written it like 5 more than 2 times x.
good job. What's another way that we might see x in words? If I said to you, 5 added to 2 times a number, is that the same thing as saying 5 added to 2 times x?
Yes,
And why is that? How do we know that that's the same thing?
because you told us.
So what does x stand for? When we use
Anything.
x, it could be any number, right? It's an unknown value. So you might see it sometimes where it says 2 times a number plus 5. Okay. Brandy, can you share the next one? How did you write 2 more than 3 times x algebraically?
I wrote it 3x plus 2 and 2 plus 3x because either one can count.
Right. So that's the same thing, right? Both of those are the same because it doesn't matter where our addition is, right? Great job. So you should be able to on this page go to a website. Can you do that?
Is it quizzes?
It is a quizzes.
It said could not connect. Oh, hold on. I clicked on something new, Mrs. Pike.
Jamie, how's yours look?
I can see it. I can see Brandy, I think. Can we just hit start game?
Yep, just start it. It's only about 5 questions long. So I'm just going to give you a couple minutes. I just want you to do that really quick. Sounds like y'all are doing good.
I don't know why I got second place. Whatever.
I can't see. Are you both done?
That was fun, Miss Pike.
Are you both done with it?
It was fun.
Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do today, I'm gonna send you a link to a Jamboard. I'm just gonna send it in the chat if I can.
Oh, I see it.
So you want us to like click on this?
Yeah, just click on that link. I'm gonna end our pair deck. Okay, are we both on our pair deck? So,
I'm on Jamboard.
oh, Jamboard, that's what I meant. Thank you, Brandy. So what I want both of you to do is just like you see my sticky notes I have on here right now, I have 4 plus 2b, and then above it, I have 4 in addition to 2 times a number. And then I have over here 4d minus 3, and then 3 taken away from 4 times a number. So I want both of you to make a yellow sticky note with an algebraic expression on it. And I want you to make a green one that's a different expression. So I want one of you to make this one and this one. Okay, because even though these don't go together, I want you to make 2 separate ones. And then once you're done, I want you to go to your classmates that they made, and I want you to put the opposite with it. Does that make sense?
So,
So
we're
we make
making a green and a yellow that don't go together.
Yep. And then I want your classmate to make the one that goes with it.
Okay. So we have to, like, she'll have to wait for me to be done, right?
Yeah, that's okay. And they'll stack on top of each other. So you'll have to move them.
So like she can make the green one now that goes with my yellow one, right?
Right. Right. These look good.
Am I supposed to do another yellow one?
Do a green one. And then Jamie will do a yellow one.
Okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to see what that did.
That's okay. Okay, and then Jamie, you add the last yellow one, and then we're gonna go over them.
Yes.
Good job. Y'all gave each other some hard ones. So Brandy, do you want to pick one to share?
Yellow or green?
Either one. I want you to share both.
Okay, 3x minus 4 is 4 taken away from 3 times a number.
Good job. Jamie?
17 more than 8 times the number is 8z plus 17.
Good job. Okay, let's talk about this one real quick, where we said x minus 5, and we said 5 taken away from 1 times a number. So this isn't wrong, is it? Because x is multiplied by 1, but do we have to say 1 times a number?
No, I just wanted to try to trick Brandy.
It
That is
didn't
a good way to
work.
trick, right? So we could just say 5 taken away from a number, right?
Yeah.
Or from x or whatever. Okay, and then this one could have been tricky too, but you got it right, Jamie.
Yes.
3 more than the quotient of x and 2. So we know that quotient means what?
Divide.
Divide. So we've just put x divided by 2 plus 3. What's another way we could have said the quotient of x and 2?
X divided by 2.
Right? Or half of x. Would that work too?
A number divided by 2.
Yep. All of those are right. So y'all did a great job today. Thank you so much for participating and for staying focused. Did you just delete all of those?
I wanted to see if it would let me.
So that is all I have for you today. If you are good to go and you don't need anything from me, then you are free to go.
Thank you.
Bye, Miss Pike.
Bye.
Bye, Miss Pike.